Saw a news report today that Mikel Arteta wants to sign Vini Jnr. I know that that's probably a rumor. That is just obviously a rumor because there's no concrete source to that news. But if you remember, I've been saying it that one player that will do so well in this Arsenal team, that will take Arsenal from this level they are now to the next level, is Vini Jnr. Arsenal needs a player like Vini Jnr. If Arsenal can sign Vini Jnr, they are going to go from this level they are now, which is a very high level, to a much higher level, right? If Arsenal signs Vini Jnr, I wouldn't put it past them to defend the Premier League next season, to win, and also go very far in the Champions League, and most likely, possibly, win the Champions League next season. Arsenal does not have any player like Vini Jnr. And I'm looking at the Arsenal squad. Which player can Arsenal add to that squad right now that can make a total difference to that Arsenal squad? Because the squad is stacked. Let's not pretend like the squad is not good enough, right? The squad is very, very stacked. In defense, they have like one of the best defense you can think of. In the midfield, they have a very, very decent midfield, right? In the attack, that's where the problem lies. If Bukayo Saka can find back his form, they have a striker like Gyökeres. They can sign a backup striker for Gyökeres. But now the problem is this: they don't have a very good left winger that can play for them. There's no left winger. That is where Vini Jnr comes in. Because Vini Jnr will come in, he will bench Martinelli, he will bench Trossard straight up. And Vini Jnr is a difference maker. Vini Jnr is that one player that you know that he can carry a game all by himself. So, in as much as I know that this news report is just a blatant rumor, right? There's nothing to it. Arsenal should begin to look into it, right? Look into this news and make this news a reality. This one where we say Florentino Perez, they find players when go sign left, right, and center. Vini Jnr might not have that prominence in Real Madrid next season, right? If you bring a very good offer for Vini Jnr, I am 100% sure that Real Madrid might consider it. If you drop 80 to 100 million now for Vini Jnr, Real Madrid will consider him. If you drop 80 to 100 million for Vini Jnr now, Real Madrid will 100% consider that money. Yesterday, I saw a news report that Bayern Munich is interested in Marcus Rashford. And it made sense, right? It made sense. Marcus Rashford can be a very good substitute for Luis Diaz, right? I don't think Bayern Munich has a very good substitute for Luis Diaz. But according to the report, the problem still remained Marcus Rashford's salary, right? And this is what I've been saying since. It is not the 30 million euros. It's not about paying 30 million euros. Anybody can pay 30 million euros. But can you pay a player 300,000 pounds a week to sit on the bench? Is it feasible? If Rashford goes to Bayern Munich now, he's not going to be a starter at Bayern Munich. He's still going to be Luis Diaz, Harry Kane, and Olise in the front three. Now, does it make sense that you sign a player and you are paying him 300 to 350 every week, and that player is not a guaranteed starter in your team? That's the problem. It's not that Marcus Rashford is not a good player. He's a good substitute to have. He's a good player to have on your bench. He's a good player that can come in and help. But does it make sense that you sign such a player and you are paying him that amount of money, and all you are waiting for is, oh, come in the second half. Oh, wait, make one player get injured before you play. Right? I don't think it makes sense. So the onus is on Marcus Rashford. I think everything is in his hands. If he wants to play for Barcelona or he wants to play for Bayern Munich, he has to lower his salary to a considerable amount, an amount that makes sense for a player that is not starting regularly. It's nobody's fault. He has dropped down the pecking order, right? He has dropped down the pecking order. That's the truth. The Marcus Rashford that Manchester United offered 350k a week is not the same Marcus Rashford we are seeing today, right? He has dropped down the pecking order. And as you don't drop down the pecking order, if you want to play in a top club that has top players that you have to compete with, you have to understand that you don't go feed a chop the same salary where player where they start every week they chop. It's not possible. Why sitting on the bench? It doesn't make sense.